one of the most forgotten episodes, or maybe eras is a more appropriate term, in the TWF was when the Cuisinarts showed up from England, and not a lot of people remember them. Boy, were those two brothers characters. What's strange is they never even wrestled, but there's a very good reason for that. If you can believe it, these guys would eat shit, and I know it's crazy. I have no idea why they were even allowed anywhere near us, but they would eat shit, and not literally eat shit. They would bring it with them to where we were wrestling. And so what makes it even stranger was that these guys were, I would say, very sophisticated English gentlemen. They're from England. Their dad's a lord. They have a huge estate in some part of England that I don't remember right now. They owned a helicopter. They would show up sometimes to the matches in a helicopter. And the thing was it was like everyone knew they ate shit. Everyone knew they ate shit. First of all, because there was always shit around their mouth, and it smelled like shit. So I mean that makes it pretty obvious. But at the same time, it seemed like they didn't even try to hide it. You know, I mean, they had shit around their mouths, but then they would act like, oh no, we don't eat shit, that's a lie. You know, they would always deny it. But it's so what they would do is they would put the shit. They would have the shit in this battery operated. Battery powered, I guess it's electric cooler. But I mean, like, when I say battery powered, it was almost like this car battery. And the cooler, I have no idea well, how would I know? But I don't know where these guys got this cooler. It was obviously custom made. It had, it was brass on the outside with that little battery powered generator, whatever you call it, that keeps the thing cooled. That was the only thing that would let you know that it was not just a chest or a box or something. It wasn't that big. It was probably about this big. But then they would set up. A spot where they could catch the matches, but they would have like their assistant or butler or whatever set up like this huge table, and then they would set out this. I mean, for where we were at, this amazing table setting, and then they would open up their brass cooler with this. I mean, like I said, it was brass. It was brass on the outside. It had I think it was a phoenix inlaid on the lid, and then all along the sides were these brass. No, were they brass? I don't remember what they were, but these little like flowers that were welded to the outside. I mean, it was beautiful. And they would pop this thing open, and there would be all these containers full of different types of shit, and they would sit there and eat the shit in front of everyone. And then they would ask to get in a match, and they would, no, you can't wrestle, you have shit on your mouth, and no one wants to wrestle you. And so, but they couldn't even stop eating shit for like one day. It was like, I think someone even said, well, again, they denied that it was shit, but I mean, like, what someone said to him, it's like, okay, fine, it's not shit. Just if you want to wrestle, just don't eat whatever you're eating because it smells bad. And then you can wrestle. Well, they said, oh yeah, we'll do it. And then they never did it. And so they never wrestled. Who knows, they may have been pretty good, but why they ate shit, I mean, I guess that's really the biggest mystery. I have no idea where that came from. I wasn't very close with them. But, yeah, they definitely caused a huge, they caused quite a commotion, I guess. And, it was, it was, it was cool having them around for a while, because at least now I have a story to tell, right? But, and from what I've heard, they're both in China now. The dad died. They sold their estate, and now they live in some big country, out in the country of China, on some big compound, where they have a bunch of migrant workers that tend to their. I guess they have like. God, I can't even remember how many head of cattle, but what they do is they have all these cows, and like you'd see over here in the valley, see piles of cow shit everywhere, and that's where they got the idea. So now they've been stockpiling all this cow shit, and oh my God, I've heard they've been trying to sort of cultivate a culinary attitude, trying to develop a culinary attitude towards shit in other people. They spent a ton of money bringing in all these famous chefs. I mean, I can't even remember their names right now. I'm not that familiar, but none of them stuck around, obviously. And so, anyway, yeah, they're not wrestling anymore, and I guess they never did wrestle, but the Cuisinarts, that was a very, those are two very interesting people.